Welcome to another lesson of Microsoft PowerPoint. In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you about how you can customize your fonts and also about making section in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so let's start off by opening up Microsoft PowerPoint. You will see a section like this will appear up. If you've seen our previous lesson, you will see about layouts and making new slides. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of the method of how you can make a new slide. Okay, so you can see when I drag my mouse right over the new slide section, you will see the shortcut key is going to be Control M. So I'm going to try pressing it Control M, and you can see a new slide has been made. Even if you do it again and again, and you will see new slides will appear over and over again. Next, what I'm going to do is change the layout. Okay, so if you've seen my previous lesson, you also know about it. You can select whichever slide you want, and that will be basically it on how you will be able to customize your layout. Now, as I have my new layout or my new slide, now I'm going to show you how you will be able to customize your type of font according to your desire. So I will start off by adding in some content. So let's type here on the title section. Even if you don't want this layout, you can select whichever layout you want. Okay, so from here, what I'm gonna do is type in a couple of names. Let's say I'm gonna type in Phoenix. Okay, let's just keep it over here. Now you also know about how you can navigate through Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is going to be, let's say I'm gonna add some formatting. So if you want to do that, you can also do it. So another way of making section in PowerPoint is going to be a bit different. So if you want to organize your slides, let's say I'm going to make a couple more of these slides. Let's say I'm going to click on here, and you can see that there are 4 of these slides. Okay, now I'm going to make sections on each and every one of those. Let's say 1 and 2 will be one section, and 3 and 4 will be one section. So I'm going to click on 1 and select on section. I'm going to do is add section, and I can add in name of the section from over here. Let's say this is going to be the name of people. Name of people. Okay, I'm gonna hit on rename. Got it. Now what I'm gonna do is going to be going to tree. I'm gonna click on section, add section. Okay, or if you want to do remove all section, you can also do that. But what I'm gonna do is add another section from tree. I'm gonna name the section to be, let's say, name of fruits. That is very simple, right? That will be it on how you'll be able to make section and organize all of your data. Now let's say you have a couple of these slides. Now you can also expand and keep it like this so that you can go through a lot of these files and also a lot of these slides and keep all of them organized. And eventually, another way of navigating is, let's say you want 3 to be over here, you can also keep it. If you want 2 to be over here, you can also keep it like this. So this is very simple, right? Now what I'm gonna do is do some formatting as we're done with the section. So if you want to do formatting, the first thing what you have to do is select your text. So in my previous lesson, I've shown you how you will be able to select the text, right? So there are both ways, mouse ways and also keyboard method, right? So as we're done, now you will see when I select on it, you can see that this option appears up, which also kind of looks like this. But also when you do it like this, it has a bit less options. So all of the options are right over here. Okay, so the first is going to be selection of text, and now what I'm going to do is bold it. So when you click on B, you will see that your text will become a bit thick and also a bit darker. So that is what bold is. There is also a shortcut method, which is going to be Control plus B. And another thing you have to keep in mind, that when you apply the same thing twice, it will revert back. So you can see that it has already been bold. When I press on bold again, you will see that it will revert back to its default self. So what I'm going to do is use the keyboard method Control plus B, and you can see that it has been made into bold. We're going to also do the same thing on italic and also underline. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select on it, and another thing you have to keep in mind that you can apply a lot of formatting on a single text. Okay, so I'm going to do is press on I, and you will see that they are now inclined. Now if I press U, you can see that they are underlined. Now I'm going to do is use the keyboard method to do both of them, but I'm not going to use the mouse. So italic is for Control I and underline is for Control plus U. So I'm going to do it over here by keeping my mouse so that you can see that how I'm going to do all of those without selecting over here. I'm going to press Control plus I, and you can see that it has reverted back to being straight. Now I'm going to press Control plus U, and you can see that the underline has been gone. But if I press Control plus U again, Control plus I, and also Control plus B, you can see all of them has been added. So this is like very simple, right? I'm gonna press Ctrl plus I again, and you can see all of them has been added. Then we have is this, which is the text shadow. There is no shortcut key, what you have to do is select on text shadow, and you can see the shadow has been added over here. Now what I'm gonna do is change the font. If you want to change the font, there are also two ways. You can select it from over here or also from over here. Well, both of them are quite the same. I'm gonna select it from here and select whichever font you want, and you can see that there is going to be a preview of each and every one. You're gonna move your mouse, okay? So select whichever one you want, and if you don't click on your left mouse key, it will not be, applied. So you have to select on the font which you want to use. Let's say I'm gonna use this, and now you can see that the font has been added. Let's say I'm gonna use something else, okay? Let's say I'm gonna go over here and use Cooper Black, and you can see that the font has changed, okay? Now another way is going to be changing the font size. You can see when you select your text, there is the option of font size. You can select it from here or also do it from here. Okay, that is the same. You can select whichever type of font size you want, and directly they will be applied. But it's like the same thing of selecting font, the font shape. So what you have to do is select on your left mouse key or press on your left mouse key so that it will be directly applied. But if you do not do that, it will not be applied. So select on your text and then do it. Then what we're gonna do is going to be a bit different. Now you can see that there are a couple of these sizes, but couple of the numbers are missing. You can see 24 to 28, 28 to 32, 32 to 36, then 40, 44, 48, 54, 60, 66, and then 72. There are a couple of the number missing, right? So let's say we don't have 33, 34, 35. But what you can do is select on over here and type in the number. Let's say I'm going to type in 33 or 35, hit on enter, and you can see 35 has been added. Eventually you can do it a lot more. Let's say I'm going to type in 200, hit on enter, and you can see 200 size has been added. But I don't want that. I'm gonna keep it to be 35 or 40, whichever one I want. Let's say I'm gonna keep it 66. Okay, so that is basically it. Now what I'm gonna do is going to be a bit different. So what you're gonna do is select the text again, and another way of increasing the font size is going to be using these options. It is increase font and also decrease the font size. There is also a shortcut method which is going to be Control Shift, and then the brackets are like greater than or lower, like whichever it is. Now I'm gonna use this. When I click on it, you can see that it has increased, and when I click on this one, it will decrease. You can also use the same things. Let's say I'm gonna press on my keyboard Control Shift. You can see it is decreasing, and when I press the same thing, Control Shift and greater than, and that will be it. Okay, so those are the methods of how you can add content, or maybe like add in some formattings. Now what I'm gonna do is going to be strike through. If you want to add in strike through, just click on it, and you can see a strike through has been added in your text. And you can also add it in a really big paragraph too. What you have to do is just select the paragraph and then click on it, and it will be applied. Then we have is this, which is the character spacing. If you want to add some character spacing, let's say I want some space over here in between P and H, I can do that. I'm gonna click on over here, and I'm going to say is loose, and you can see that there is a bit loose. Okay, I'm going to click on very loose, and you can see it like this. I'm going to remove this strike through, and you can see the difference. But what I'm going to do is, let's say very tight, and you can see all of them are very close. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to press on tight. I can press on normal. Okay, whichever one you want is all up to you. Then there is also another option of more spacing. Then you can type in the fonts and also by, and also click on fonts and do all of them from over here. Okay, let's say I'm going to keep it to be expanded. I'm going to expand by, let's say 6, and hit on OK, and you can see that they have a lot of space in between them. So you can do that according to your desire. Then what we have is the case, changing the case. Changing the case is also sometimes very important. Okay, if you want to change the case, so I'm going to show you all the example, and you will know what it exactly does. So let's say sentence case. So sentence case is obviously having the first alphabet of the paragraph or the sentence to be capitalized. Let's say I want all lowercase. You can see all of them will turn into normal. Okay, now I'm going to keep all of them uppercase, and you can see all of them has turned capitalized. Now I'm going to use capitalize each word. Now what I'm going to do is type in space Phoenix is good. Now you can see every alphabet, or every word, the first alphabet is going to be capital. So that is how it's going to work. Then we have is capitalize each word, and the last one is going to be toggle case. So the capital ones are going to turn into lowercase, and the lowercase are going to turn into capital. So that was basically what it is. Now I'm going to select on it and select on normal, which is going to be sentence case. The first alphabet is going to be capital. Then what I'm going to do is show you highlight and also the font color. Okay, so I'm going to select on it and select on highlight. You can see a couple of these options and you can highlight any of the text in your section. Let's say what I'm going to do is just select on this one and I want to highlight this, so I can select on it. Okay, you can also do single alphabets too. You can also do that, and you can see all of them will appear just like this. Now if I don't want any of those, what I'm going to do is keep no color and all of them will be gone. Now what I'm going to do is change the color of the font. If you want to do that, select the text or select the alphabet which you want to change, then select the color. Okay, then you will see that the color will change according to your desire. You can also do specific alphabets too. Let's say I'm going to change this to be like this, and I want to change it to be something like, I'm going to keep it like this. So now you already know quite all of the features about the font section in Home tab. Now the last thing is going to be this one, which is also called clear all formatting. Let's say you want all of it to revert back to its default self. If you want to do that, what you have to do is click on like this, clear all formatting, and they will all go back to the revert self and all of the formatting will be gone. So hope you guys understood everything in this lesson about the font section and also about the slide section. Okay, so thank you for staying with us and watching this video.